Hey, this is AC Real, IntellectualRadio.com, another perspective. And I got my boy on the side.
Yo, what's cracking like in the stacking is Maurice Walls, aka Maurice Walls. Happy to be here, brothers and sisters. That's right. I'm about to get it.
Yes. Before we start the show, I really want to give my prayers and condolences to the late, great Aretha Franklin.
Yes.
A historian. She come from the church. When she sing with the soul. That's why she was the queen of soul. So I want y'all to always remember Aretha Franklin. She's one of the our pioneers in music in the early 50s and 60s that transitioned from the church to R&B, soul, whatever you wanna. Lago, she tore it up anywhere she went. She's a queen by a long shot. And I just want to give my condolences, and we gonna uplift her name and her legacy, and hopefully we can inspire some of these young singers that's in today's music to follow the same footsteps as she did.
Yes, man. Aretha was not only just a beautiful voice and soul, but she was a voice for righteousness. Absolutely. She it's before my time. Okay. Yeah, it's definitely before my time. However, music is timeless, so it really doesn't matter. And she had this one powerful song that I don't know if a lot of people really circle about. It's awesome. It's called Respect. And basically what she was written about in that song, I don't know, people probably missed it, but she was talking about civil rights.
Exactly.
She was that's what the song was about. It wasn't just about her talking to some guy and some guy is supposed to just,
disrespect her.
Right.
Yeah.
Absolutely. No, she was talking about civil rights and how by the legal injustice system. So yeah, Aretha Franklin, man, started church, started singing, I think around the age of 12, 13.
Yes.
And has had a remarkable career, bro, over 60 years.
And her dad actually is the one that actually, because he was a pastor of a church. Oh. And one thing about Rita, she was very passionate in her spirit and in her religion. And she didn't want to disrespect her dad. One thing, respect for her dad, but her dad had a serious conversation. And I heard the little interview that she had on, I don't know what station, but they had brought up a clipping on V103 where before she even went into R&B, she did 10 albums in gospel. And, it took her from, 10 years. She stayed in gospel. And then she decided to go into R&B. But her dad said, one day you're going to be singing for kings and queens. Ooh, and wow. You know what? She did it. That's and when she went to that height, Prince Charles and all of them type of cats, yes, man, she sung for them, and her dad foreseen that. So one thing she wanted to do is honor her dad's legacy and soul and church still in her. So when she did her shows, at the end of her shows, she always threw a gospel song in there. And that was paying homage to her dad, saying, thank you, Dad, for giving me that opportunity to to sing how I feel. You know what I'm saying? So
talk about destiny.
Yes.
Manifest destiny, man. Aretha Franklin, my mom, that's one of her most powerful, most impactful influences is Aretha Franklin. My mother is a singer. She's a jazz vocalist. She also started in the church. A couple of my uncles play Oregon. My grandmother played for Mahalia Jackson at one point. And so it's like, I'm sorry, I got to fix something here. So it's like just having that influence and just having that type of powerful voice that just across the decades, you know what I'm saying? And Aretha Franklin is one of those people that we're going to be listening to for years. You know how we listen to Bach and Beethoven and Mozart and all of this. When we go into the metaphysical world, 200 years from now, gentlemen, they still gonna be listening to Aretha Franklin.
Yes. So we're gonna go to break. Give us we'll be right back. Intellectual Radio. What's your name? Where you from? You the bomb.com. You make the place go bomb. You the bomb.com. What's your name? Where you from? You the bomb.com. That girl is dynamite. She will blow your mind tonight. She's the bomb.com. Baby, got it going on. The way her body glows gives a constellation show. She's the bomb.com. Baby, got it going on. Hey, it's the real IntellectualRadio.com. Another perspective. We got one of our fly shots in the building, and represent yourself, brother.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Peace and love out there in Chicagoland. This is your boy Chris Davis, aka Smooth Cuts, and I'm glad to be here with you, with my panelists on the side. Peace and love there to you, gentlemen.
And we was talking about Aretha Franklin and her legacy, and the influence and the impact that she had on a lot of people from the 50s and 60s. You have to understand, we was going through racial injustice back then.
Yeah.
Yes.
Not only her, but a lot of artists back then was talking about and singing about racial injustices. Your boy, I'm Black and I'm Proud.
James Brown.
You had Stevie Wonder.
That's right.
You know, you even had them guys, Marvin Gaye, all of them.
Goes on.
Ain't no stopping us now, because we you know, fight the power. You know, then it was a lot of social and racial injustices that was going on, and the only way we was able to really hit people in masses is through music and television.
Right. Come on.
So
Top.
that was our way of letting it be known that we are here. We're not going nowhere. You're gonna give us our respect. And right now today, yes, we won a lot of fights and we won a lot of respect, but we still have another fight. We still fighting.
Absolutely.
Because they is getting to the point where it's political, educational, it's work related, you know, living, you know, and a lot of people are being petty because of the end, you know. And I just want to thank all those people that use their plateau
Absolutely
to actually fight these things and talk about these social injustices. So my hat goes out to Aretha Franklin. I love you. I love you. I love you. My mom brought me up on it. My granddad, my grandmother, when she was in the gospel field, you know what I'm saying? So Aretha, you can actually say Aretha was this household.
Absolutely.
Well, yes, I just wanted to say rest in power to Aretha Franklin, the legend, the great legend who shine on us as gifts of music and inspiration. So, and I also want to say this: Aretha Franklin done changed a lot of people's lives, not just music, but as a black whole, not just black, but as different racialities. For instance, the whole persona to different racial disparity, as we were discussing about as I was coming in. So, and I also want to tip my hats off to the up and coming generation that, you know, that's following Aretha Franklin's footsteps to, you know, make a difference in not just for music, but changing lives.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so we're going to segue before I get into the next subject, because we wanted to give Aretha her just due on this radio show.
Can I read one comment right before we segue? This is my Uncle John I was telling you about, guys.
Hey, Uncle John.
Yeah, my Uncle John is a
Johnny
professional.
boy.
Yeah, my Uncle John is a professional musician. You guys come out, sure, go check him out. He's always at Kingston Mines and different clubs. But he was saying, "What's up, nephew? This is your uncle. Your mom and I've always enjoyed songs by Aretha Franklin. She will be missed. And he was saying he was giving me a piece and shout out. But yeah, Aretha Franklin, my family, they're
Yeah, because your family come. Didn't you have something that you wanted to share with the radio show that you gave Earl?
Yeah, that's what he was playing during the commercial break.
Oh, well, he can. Let's listen to that, and then we'll segue into another one.
Okay. Hey,
that's just, giving a shout out to Rita, letting her know that, because of you, your family is into the music industry.
My family, and my uncle John. If he wants to play a little bit of music, it's fine. This is a song I did a couple years ago, but as a matter of fact, this is perfect for Aretha. It is the bomb.com. Absolutely. What's your name? Where you from? You the bomb.com. You make the place go bomb. You the bomb.com. What's your name? Where you from? You the bomb.com. That girl is dynamite. She will blow your mind tonight. She's the bomb.com. Baby, got it going on. The way her body glows gives a constellation show. She's the bomb.com. Baby, got it going on. Baby girl, let me minute with the eyes. First do you like? Are you with it? Let's party tonight. We up all night, alright. And we roll into the sounds of life. You're the bomb.com. And everybody just wanna know where you're from. We up all night, alright. And we roll into the sounds of life. I wonder where you from. Say I got nothing on you. You're the bomb.com. What's your name? Where you from? You're the bomb.com. You make the place go down. You're the bomb.com. What's your name? Where you from? You're the bomb.com. Don't need a room cause I'm a mission. Can't lie, you the bum and I'm a missile. I'm a missile. She be looking super gorgeous with a home. With all some cheer, I'm like Marvin, you go girl. She be it up every time. I even say that on the back, girl. She asks what other girls, they don't miss no. They don't give a word about them, you bomb, just like C4. Just like C4. She ain't got it, she girls, yeah, they get jealous when you on my arm. More than my woman, you my lucky charm. Every time I yarn, you like I wonder where you from. You say I got nothing on you. Where you from? You the bomb.
Hey, this is Ace the Real. Y'all already know. IntellectualRadio.com, another perspective. I want to give out to a shout out to my girl, Unique Riles. She's a hookah specialist, anti-branded. Her email is unique. What's it? Unique Riles 798 at gmail.com. And she's basically a mixologist, a hookah a specialist. She got a bar out there, 18601 South Cicero Avenue. Y'all go out there and check out. She's an up and coming sister that she's also a rapper too with SDMG Sound Alley, but she's going into her own venture.
Man.
Yes, shots out. You know what I'm saying? She's a beautiful, unique girl. I mean, she's very unique. And I just wanted to give a shout out to her. I told her that I was gonna promote her hookah specialist, and she's a mixologist. I asked her she should be hooking up with Lust, because Lust got the mixture of cocktails. Them two, girl power. You feel what I'm saying?
Bomb.com.
You know what I'm saying? Bomb.com. And she's the bomb.com too. Okay. Shouts out to you, Unique. And y'all go out there. 18601 South Cicero. It's a bar. It's called BR Bar. Holla at your boy.
Holla.
Okay. So now let's get into what we need to think.
Boy. Lord have mercy. This President Trump back at it again.
Oh yeah. Listen. Last year he was uplifting Omarosa, right?
Right.
Man, he called her a dog and all of this. But let me tell you something about that black woman. Y'all can say whatever y'all want. I didn't like where she covered herself. Now they scared of her because what she did, she taped all of them.
That's right.
And she dared them to say something to her or touch.
So do you guys think it'd be safe to call her the spook that sat by the door?
I
Yeah.
wouldn't even go near that.
You know what, man?
Definitely
You
wouldn't
know,
go near that.
you know, she to me, she resurrected herself because I really, ever since I watched her on Apprentice, how she, you know, how she lied. You know, she did a lot of lying, and that's what intrigued Trump about it because she could lie and lie to get back.
It's the birds of a feather flock together.
But
She even apologized.
but at the same time, she didn't forget who she were. She didn't forget that she was a woman.
That's right.
That tapped into that conspiracy of white supremacists.
She sure did.
You know what I'm saying? And because she had a big mouth, the tables turned against Trump. She didn't tape these people. She didn't tape this family that was maybe a spokesman for the family, and where they was trying to bribe her, give her $15,000 a month just to be quiet. And she, you know what? She said, why would I take that? Look, that's chump change. Where I could just, you think NBC, CNN didn't pay her the millions just to get those clippers? She said, give me $500,000, I'll show you. You know what I'm saying? So that was real gangster.
And very smart.
Very smart.
So she got a black card back.
Yeah, she got because a lot of people say, I talk to a lot of women. They not fond of her.
Yes, they're not.
But they got to respect her because the simple fact she did something that a lot of people were scared to do. And she fought that demon, and she looked that demon in the eye. So I, salutes to your girl, Omarosa. She got kudos. Right. You feel me? But that just shows you how this has tapped into the White House and tried to use the laws that was governed for us to be against us.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And yeah, y'all could say, well, that's government, that's the president, and that's what's all that. But you got to understand, it all trickled down to us.
Sure does.
Because the people that ain't making 100,000, 200, even the people that's making 100,000 a year, they still looked up on as poor trash.
Sure.
White, black, Puerto Rican. He's showing that he's racist to all people that not white. But I bet you if he did a genealogy test on his blood, he ain't all white either.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying?
And he's not all right.
Yeah, right. In that order. So, I really appreciate Omarosa coming out and she basically got a black card with me.
Yeah, and I'm so glad you brought that up, Brother Ace, because this term "dog" that he used. Come on, now I had an interesting conversation with the former professor of mine at Chicago State University. Give a big shout out to McFarland. He's holding it down. He's a great brother. Love him a lot. We were talking about the term "dog" versus "dog." How people say, "What's up, dog?" I was telling the term "dog," DAWG. It had a different connotation attached to it. It has a different etymology. I think that's more of like a street term that was used. And I believe
a lot of people saying it was racist too.
Right. But
for us.
Absolutely. But DAWG, dog versus DOG. Dog, like in the streets, you know what I'm saying? How we use
you my homie.
Yeah, you're my homie. Like you use the N word, which I hate using that word, but DOG. I saw, and I posted this in the inbox. I don't know if you guys got a chance to see it. I saw there was a sign that was posted outside of a park during the Jim Crow era. This was in the 50s. It could have been the 40s. It says, "No Negroes or Mexicans allowed in this park."
And that was an eyebrow raise on that.
And signs like this have been posted around the United States. So basically what it's saying is, and on that sign, "No dogs, Negroes, Mexicans," it's drawing an equivalence between all three terms. So they're saying basically it's the same.
Right.
No dogs, Negroes, Mexicans. That is one of the most racial things that you can call anybody, man.
Yeah.
You might as well call them the N-word.
They call them the N-word.
It's drawing an equivalence. They call a woman that?
Yeah. Today, brothers, y'all got to understand. It was a tribe in Africa called Negro. niggers, niggas,
Niggas.
Niggas.
niggas,
Right.
Yes.
niggas,
Mhm.
and we need to change that word back around to that natural origin of kings and queens.
Right.
They was basically a tribe that was royalty.
Yeah.
Was it during the Shakalu era?
Yes,
The niggas.
Niggas.
Yeah.
Niggas.
niggas, but they made it Americanized to niggers.
Right. Well,
You know, I don't want to use the word on the radio, but I'm just trying to separate the different.
I'm glad you are. We're
We're
talking
taking
about,
that to a whole nother
yeah,
level.
because
And I like that what you pointing out.
yeah,
as well.
totally. Because
Yeah.
that word niggers, that's, if I'm not mistaken, the etymology of that term comes from it was a word called denigrate, right?
Right.
To denigrate. So they took the negrate from denigrate, because remember they used to call black people negras,
Niggas.
and then they started saying niggers.
Right.
So they went from calling black people coons
Uh-huh.
to
Spooks.
Spooks. Porch
jigaboos.
monkeys.
Then they eventually got into niggas. Now, I don't know exactly when niggas came around, when that term came around, but I know it's from the term called denigrate. And they said negro. They took because the denigrate might mean, put them down. And so they took the negrate from denigrate and said nigra, and then eventually landed the ER at the end and said niggers.
You know, it's because it
Yeah.
sounds more powerful to use against a person of color.
Right.
But
And I don't think I don't want to get too far off, but I just want to
No.
say something to you brothers and to everybody that's listening, to all the brothers and sisters. Thanks for tuning in. I think we really need to shy away from that song. To shy away from that word, niggers, man. And we really need to lay that words to rest. That word, it's nothing effective.
Yeah, you're right. But if we learn the history of that African culture,
Right.
and actually embrace
I like that.
the original
Right.
word
Niggas.
nigas,
Right. Exactly.
and actually do the history of that culture of the race of people and what they did. Then because a lot of you call a white boy, they got swastikas on their knuckles. I go in the bathroom in the porta potties, they got the swastikas. But I'm gonna tell you something about these cowards. They won't face you and say it in your face. So they're trying to use any little imperfections in the job to try to come at you like they're powerful.
Just
Just
like the word sagging terminology. You spell it backwards. What do you have?
Niggas.
Okay, then. So the terminology of that, they look at it as a race. I'm sorry. It's a racial disparity that we present, but that's why when we greet each other, like Ace was saying, "What's going on, King?" Or when we see a sophisticated lady, "What's going on, my queen?"
I don't care if she was the biggest prostitute.
Exactly.
I'm gonna call. I had a big argument at my second job. Because it's one white lady that's on our job,
Okay.
and the DON and the ADON, if anybody know who that are, that's the director of nurses and the assistant director of nurses. It was already because they were sisters and brothers. That's one red flag. But this guy was a Nigerian. And I'm not to all Nigerians, but you have some Nigerians that feel that they're better than the average American black man. You know what I'm saying? So this dude was, maybe 6'1", 6'2", maybe 280. Thought he was tough. He looked over you, looked down on you, cussed at you. He tried to bully young ladies. I'm a hood dude. And one thing you don't do is disrespect the sisters. I don't care what she do. If she does her job, I don't care how she look, how she dress. You're gonna address her the right way, or I'm gonna break somebody's off. Right. Because at the end of the day, these sisters deserve the respect. They deserve the positions that they're supposed to. And you're not gonna make a long story short. Me and the administrator, which was a white lady, and I got Why you fight for her, man? It's this and that. Let me tell you something. Because you're discriminating against her, just like they discriminate against us. So I'm fighting for everybody. All lives matter. All colors matter. If she's in here and dealing with these residents and washing them down, have to deal with some of the diseases and make sure that she don't catch the disease and y'all don't catch the diseases, I'm gonna fight for everybody because I'm the union steward. I'm not gonna separate this one white girl from all you black folk. I'm gonna fight for every last one of y'all. And that's what he tried to do, put the racial divide in when, yes, white folks that's in a building is the minority. But I am a union steward. I can't show racism when I'm in a position. I'm for everybody. You feel what I'm saying?
Right. No, absolutely.
I am for my people. I'm anybody that know me, they know I'm Black Power Ungawa. Yeah. But when you try to reverse that,
I like that,
and try to treat somebody we being treated, that's wrong. You know what I'm saying? So we make a long story short, we got this dude out and his sister out, and they getting out too. Because I'm on the warpath. Because we're gonna make sure these people are being taken care of. And we have racial equality in this building. It's a little small building, but they know when I walk through the door, shop closed.
You know what I'm saying? No, they treat each other
with respect.
Absolutely.
You know, that's it. So, yeah, but this Trump guy, oh this
boy,
guy,
you get fired up when it comes.
Yeah, man.
Man.
They shut my Twitter page down because I said some stuff. He could get on Twitter and say what he want to say.
At 3 in the morning.
I said, you come on to Chicago, I make sure your ass won't come back up out of here. Right. And my Twitter page was went down.
Wow. Come on.
The handcuffing.
Because I told him I'll bust dead.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You ain't going to keep disrespecting these people. You got all these, you got these puppets. Y'all don't understand. I watches it. And they don't take me all day to watch a segment of CNN. Fox and Friends is his people.
Right.
Fox compared to CNN. Oh, yes, that's it. He's in.
Those are his cronies.
You know what's crazy? Back to Aretha Franklin, when they showed the picture of
Aretha Franklin,
but they showed
Patti LaBelle on Fox.
So that's a sign of disrespect.
Yeah, because they trying to say Patti LaBelle was Aretha Franklin.
Yeah, just doing that.
That's fine.
Just
that's a shout out. That's a shout out. After this lady died, yeah, but that lets you know how Fox is. Fox is for Trump. And then you got ABC, CNN. You got C-SPAN and all of these against them.
NBC.
It is. I don't care what it is. CBS. I don't care. It could be WBB. You know what I'm saying? But the point is, he's mentally capable of being the president. He's not capable of having, capable of having the numbers to the bombs.
Well, we got a year and a half.
And then on top of that, he then took everybody's clearance because it's too much information against him instead of for him. So I don't want to talk about that.
No, look, talk about this. Fire me up. My uncle, it's my Uncle John's. It's my Uncle John Walls. Like I said, he's one of the greatest keyboard players on this side of creation. He has a comment. He doesn't want to get off. He's not trying to get off subject, but it is related to what we're talking about. And he wants to know if he said, "Hey, Reese, nephew, asked your homies have they seen the new movie Black Klansman?" He said because. He said it's a very interesting movie, not getting off subject, but it's kind of related to this. I haven't got a chance to see it yet, Uncle John. I am going to see it Tuesday.
But you know what?
No, I'm going to see it Tuesday.
But see, the thing is on that, you can basically parallel that with what he's saying. Mm-hmm. You can parallel that with.
Yes, absolutely.
Without the sheets.
Right.
It was a black cop that infiltrated the Klan.
That's right.
He black as all outdoors.
Right. Black.
He wasn't there. I don't know how he did it. See, that lets you know if we
Tuesday.
Black folk, if we are some intelligent people. Even the dumbest people, the people that you think that's ignorant and retarded, is some of the world.
Absolutely.
And for this man to infiltrate the Klansmen and basically turn them inside out, that was crazy.
Absolutely.
That was the same thing that happened with the Dave Chappelle show when he played blind. Did the KKK?
That was more satire, but I know what you mean. Yeah.
He did a flip to that. So that's one thing about what the disparity. He makes it as a joking way.
Right, totally. He was very gifted at it.
Absolutely.
He can take like very painful situations, man, and bring some of the laughter out of your tears. And that's what we're trying to do right here on the show. And we want thank you guys so much. Thank you, Uncle John, for the message. Uncle John, I am going to see it on Uncle Jay. You guys got to check him out,
baby.
He plays with Vance Kelly and the Backstreet Blues Band. Y'all got to go check him out. Yeah, okay. Kingston Mines. The Blues, they perform all around the city. But I'm going to see the Black Klansmen, and we could definitely draw a parallel between that and Omarosa, because Omarosa, man, she went in there. And here's the thing about Omarosa. I know a lot of people like, oh man, she's just a phony and a fake. No, man, I think, like Brother Ace was saying earlier, which I agree with you 100%. I think she was doing that. I think she did that intentionally. She infiltrated, just like this man did, this officer did. In the movie for the Black Klansman, she infiltrated. She's got information. She got surveillance, the whole shebang. So let's not completely throw her
now. You got
way under the bus.
Look.
She's a beautiful, smart woman.
You gotta understand this.
What's up?
She did what a CIA agent would have did.
Movie coming out about that, right? They got a movie coming out.
She infiltrated that hole you did by. She kept her. If you notice, she was real calm. She talked. She's an educated woman, so
and beautiful.
She went. To me, she went educated hood.
Right.
Okay, you talking all this good stuff.
Educated.
Educated.
I like that. And making it worse.
So Omarosa sold us out, but I think she actually got her black card back, and she was trying. I'm saying, she said, I don't care what goes. And for her to marry
Clark Duncan,
who was an all connect. Yeah, that's me.
You know what I'm saying? But
big dude too.
Big,
He played college basketball.
Wow. So, for him to, marry that woman, because he's full Democrat. I saw some tapings of him. And he said, yeah, me and her go back and forth, but I love her.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? She's African-American woman. She's very educated. She's smart.
And she dropped dead gorgeous.
She's gorgeous. But that stank that made her ugly to me. You know what I'm saying?
It's
not in the beauty.
To all that.
But I really respect what she did. She put herself, they could have killed her and put her in a pig pen. You know what I'm saying? And they would have set it up. It was a current plane crash and all of this.
Right.
But we ain't going to talk about Trump. What about this guy, man? We're going to save into this because we ain't got that much time.
Come on.
What about him? There was a baggage handler.
Wow.
He went on the internet and learned how to fly a plane or start a plane.
Right. It's through simulation.
On simulation. Mm-hmm. And he actually took one of them 747s, was doing tricks in the air.
Yes.
And he, at the same time he was doing these tricks, he was telling his family he's sorry. I don't know, he had a mental breakdown.
Oh, that's exactly it. I'm gonna dive into that once you finish your thought.
It was just on the news the other day. And
it goes to show you. I'm so glad you brought this up, Brother Ace. Man, you own it tonight. I'm trying to tell you, man. This gentleman. He was a cool guy. He was a cool white guy. I'm sorry, I can't.
Type of guy.
Right. I'm sorry, I
can't remember. He didn't kill nobody but himself.
Yeah, and that's the tragedy. It was such a tragedy because he was having mental illness. Wow. He was having issues. He was having issues with anxiety and depression. I love you too, Uncle John. You welcome, brother, Uncle John. He was having issue with depression. Hey man, just take it for a spin. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. We're not talking about a car, baby. We're talking about
they sent the fighter jets, got to him, and they was threatening to blow the plane out the air.
But they
didn't care.
But they talked to him.
And they was trying to talk
because
him
they were
down.
trying to diffuse the situation. This man started. Check this out, brother Chris. The man started talking to them while he was flying the plane, and he was opening up and giving, pouring out like, man, I know what I'm doing is crazy, but I'm having issues. I'm having problems, and that's the reason why I'm so glad you brought this up, man. That's the reason why they need to put money back into mental health institutions and funding for that.
And
because African American people, man, have some of the biggest groups of people that are suffering from mental illness, but they keep, thank you, brother, but they keep turning a blind eye to it. Every time something happens in the Black community, the first thing I want to say, he was just aggressive because he was hungry, because he was hungry. It promotes aggression. No, but there's some,
wasn't.
But they don't ever want to look at the fact that mental health illness or mental health illness like depression, anxiety, that's one of the things that's blasting our community right now, and they don't want to look at it. Go ahead.
My mother used to work at mental illness and handicap and all types of disparity that they was dealing with. So she even deal with people that was like recuperating from drugs. So I mean, it's a lot of turns, twists to that institute. Like the guy that played the famous Jet Jackson a couple of years ago, he shot himself in the head when he flipped it. So he was dealing with a mental issue and depression. So and it was only a time being for you never know what the person may be going through.
Right.
So sometimes you got to check on a person and say, hey, everything okay?
You got to understand
as well.
Mental depression and mental illness. You have to. The only way you'll be able to really know if somebody have a mental illness is conversation.
Yes,
that's right.
You have to. Some of the stars that I see, and when they do interviews, they had Friday night. They had the young girl on with the Roots. What's the guy that got the late talk show with the Nappy Roots as the?
Oh, right.
Jeff Allen. He had the young lady that did a rendition of Aretha Franklin, and the way she talked, and in her interview, regardless of what she wore, she wouldn't look into the camera. She side-eyed everybody, and she was like basically nervous of having an interview. But you gotta look at people's, the way they talk and the way they position, and because I'm not a mental illness specialist, but I saw a lot of the stuff that in the Black neighborhoods where you can basically tell something wrong. And my granddaddy, all our girlfriends, from his sons, auntie's boyfriends, he will tell you within 3 minutes something wrong with that person. Because they saw this, they saw this transition. Like my uncle was schizophrenic, manic depressive, suffers from seizures, but that's because he was poisoned. They put something in his drink and it flipped out.
Wow.
But when my uncle take his medication, he's balanced. He's talking like me and you. But when he's off, he's rocking. He's talking this selfie here. Because I used to talk, he lived with me for a year. And when I knew he was off, I say, he said, they call me Baby. That's my grandmama and granddaddy. That's my nickname from the right side of the family. Baby. I was like, hey, what's up, Baby? I said, you hear voices? He said, a little bit. What they telling you? He said, they bothering me. They telling me they gonna do something to me. I say, but you stronger than that, right? He said, oh yeah, I got it. But when he's off balance, then that's when he gets skittish. He want to walk because he hearing it. It's like voices everywhere. But when he balanced, he can maintain it. So mental illness in the Black community
is real.
It's real.
Yeah, it is. Absolutely.
So
and they could turn a blind eye to all they want and come up with all this these excuses trying to say that black people are just aggressive and that we're savages and that's the reason why. No,
we're a threat to the society.
No, we're kings and queens and warriors.
Absolutely.
And see, that's the thing. See,
they want to throw you off.
Yeah, they want to throw you off. They know if in the battle of war in our own kind, we win. You know what I'm saying?
They fear for us.
They fear, so they try to do that, and that's what they do. That's what that goes back into repetitively. I was having this conversation with a young lady, and I was telling them if they had television and radio, and they would say just basic. Burger King is the truth. Burger King is the truth. Everything your television, computer, Burger King is the truth. Everybody starts saying it's the truth when they don't know the truth.
Absolutely.
So it's a repetitive thing. And if you just like when you in the bathroom and that drip you can't turn off and you keep
hearing it constantly.
Once they fix it, mentally you still hear it.
Yeah, because they've conditioned your mind to to embrace that, you know
what I'm saying?
Once you're conditioned to that, locked in. And that's a really good point, Brother Ishmael, because it's unfortunate that that many African Americans, especially as we were going from that transition from the transatlantic slave trade moving into the human chattel slavery, black people started developing a disease. This is a real disease called Stockholm. Now the disease itself is named after an event that happened, I believe, in the 70s, but it's actually what we were going through in the 18th and 19th century. In Stockholm disease, a person starts to feel passionate, feel compassion for the people who have them in captivity.
Yeah.
So you start feel compassionate.
Things start closing in.
This is where they say, I sick balls,
right?
We sick balls,
right?
Because now you mentally saying that you sick because your master is sick,
right? And like you were saying, we've been conditioned.
We conditioned to, instead of my name being Abdullah,
you
told me
John Smith.
You know what I'm saying? And you whoop me, and you keep telling me this is my name, and to keep from hearing that pain, my name is John Smith, whatever. But we only got about 2-3 minutes.
Can I give a real quick shout out?
Go ahead.
My Uncle John, his band, Vance Kelly and the Backstreet Blues Band, they perform every Tuesday evening from 7 until 11 at the 50-Yard Line Club. You guys familiar with that?
On 75th.
On Tuesdays. Every Tuesday, 7 to 11. I don't know if there's a cover. I don't think it is. It's probably be a 1-drink minimum. I don't know if you. Yeah, that's my uncle's blues band. He's the lead keyboard player, and I'm telling you, he's one of the best on this side of Carnation. I'm trying to tell you. But go ahead, Brother Ace.
Well, okay. Again, want to throw another shout out and promote Unique Riles, a hookah specialist, and she's a mixologist. Love, if y'all listening to me, y'all need to connect with this young lady. Her email is uniqueriles798@gmail.com. She have a phone number, 312-560-6693. Instagram, Unique Sexy ASS and Riles. Y'all need to get up with her. Her spot is on 18601 South Cicero BR Bar. Y'all go check her out. Promote all black sisters and their black businesses. It's time to do that. Love y'all. I'm Ace to Real.
One more. This Saturday, DuSable Picnic is this Saturday at DuSable.
Yeah, Saturday?
This Saturday, August the 25th. We're going to have all the class reunion that's going to be there. So be there. It's $5 at the gate. It's going to be at DuSable 49 South Wabash Avenue. And also the alumni game for DuSable is going to be August the 24th, that Friday night. So come out and support DuSable Panthers.
Yes, sir. Well, I'm Ace the Real, IntellectualRadio.com. Another perspective. I love you. I love you. Thank you for chiming in. And I'm out of this joint.
And to my immediate right, hey, I'm Chris Davis, aka Smooth Cuts, and you're listening to Another Perspective. Peace.